We're almost to the Siege of Mandalore, which is what I know a lot of people are looking forward to, but first, we need to finish the Ahsoka Walkabout arc. I'm John Barry, and today we are reviewing the 8th episode of the 7th and final season of Star Wars The Clone Wars. The episode being called Together Again. As I alluded to earlier, this is the final episode of the Ahsoka Walkabout arc of this final season. If you haven't seen my review of the previous episode, go check it out. And let's actually now jump right on into the review with a quick plot summary. So, if you remember at the end of the previous episode, Trace, Rafa, and Ahsoka were all still held by the Pikes. Their escape attempt failed. At the start of this episode, they were taken before the head Pike, and basically Ahsoka makes a deal in order to allow Trace and Rafa to leave the planet. So basically, Ahsoka lies to the Pikes, and first she tells Trace and Rafa before they're taken by the Pikes to trust her because she does have a plan. Whether or not what she does was her plan, I don't know. But basically, she tells the Pikes to give Trace and Rafa one planetary rotation to go get the spice back. And if they don't, then Ahsoka would reveal the location of Trace and Rafa's family. But Ahsoka knows Trace and Rafa have no more family but each other. And Rafa picks up on that pretty quickly. Takes Trace a bit longer to pick up that Ahsoka was basically sacrificing herself so that they could escape. Granted, Ahsoka had her own plan for escaping using her force powers. Trace and Rafa's attempt to rescue Ahsoka involves them taking spice to the Pikes to give to the Pikes. And it nearly works. Except for when they get there before the head Pike. Yeah, the head Pike's no longer interested in dealing because during Ahsoka's escape attempt, he discovered that Ahsoka was a Jedi. Or at least was a Jedi, but he doesn't know that and thinks Ahsoka was a Jedi operative, in fact. Because they have mentioned that the Republic have been interfering with their shipments to Maul, so we learn that the Pikes definitely are still aligned with Maul. And also in this episode we learned that the Pikes are more afraid of what Maul will do to them than them losing just some spice. So, kind of the reputation thing. And Maul mentions that if the Pikes fail at what they're doing, that he'll put Crimson Dawn in charge of the spice operations. That might be familiar from Solo, a Star Wars story. Go check my review out if you haven't already. But that doesn't actually make some sense when you look at what actually is going on in Solo. Why it seems like maybe Maul did put Crimson Dawn in charge eventually, based off of what we see, or at least in a more supervisory role, based off what we saw in Solo, a Star Wars story. But anyhow, so when Ahsoka, Trace, and Rafa are reunited in the Pikes, well, the throne room of the head Pike, for lack of a better term, basically that's when Trace and Rafa find out that Ahsoka was a Jedi. They're also shocked that a Jedi can leave the Jedi Order when Ahsoka mentions that she's no longer a Jedi. So that it's obviously not common knowledge that Jedi can leave the Jedi Order. Hey, probably even some Jedi don't realize they can leave the Jedi Order. But anyhow, so they end up escaping again. This time it's more luck than the first escape attempt, but they were able to do so thanks to some detonators that Ahsoka had placed earlier around the Pikes facility in order to cause a distraction. So they escape, they fly, they destroy some of the patrol ships that the Pikes send after them, and then they leave the planet with them being followed by Bo-Katan and her Mandalorians that were also on planet. I had saw that they would, assist in the escape attempt, but no. But I do kind of like what they did. I just kind of wish that they had helped a bit more. But before we talk about the Mandalorians a bit more, Ahsoka, Trace, and Rafa return to Coruscant. And in Coruscant they have a bit of a conversation. And it goes, Rafa reveals that Ahsoka is what she wants the Jedi to be. So Rafa has come around on Ahsoka. She trusts Ahsoka now. Probably Ahsoka basically being willing to sacrifice herself for them is what I think really helped Rafa to like Ahsoka and to trust Ahsoka, as Trace had already made that decision. Which I think shows growth for the character of Rafa, and I also think Trace is not as Trace and Rafa, I don't think, are as ignorant of the galaxy as they once were. And I think also they've learned a new appreciation for Jedi maybe not the Jedi Order, but definitely for the Jedi, if that makes sense. Because we see Ahsoka being what probably a Jedi is supposed to be. Somebody who just helps those who need help. And but at the same time, we do have to see Ahsoka, she has to learn that she can't really be a Jedi anymore, but that doesn't mean she can't live as a Jedi. Because that will actually take me into the fortune cookie, the little nugget at the beginning of every episode of the Clones. And for this episode is, you can change who you are, but you cannot run from yourself. So what that I'm taking to mean is that, I think mostly focusing on Ahsoka, that yeah, she can change who she is, that she is no longer a member of the Jedi Order. But she cannot deny the fact that she was a Jedi, and that those values that she learned are who she is. She cannot basically deny who she is. She has to be herself, for lack of a better term, help those who need help. And we do see that so much in Star Wars Rebels. I don't know how much they changed the Ahsoka walkabout arc from the original plan to what they did produce, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did some tweaking in order to have it better explain why Ahsoka is the way she is in Star Wars Rebels. She's still very much living she's still very much living the way a Jedi is supposed to, for lack of a better term. She is being what a Jedi should. And I think in this episode we see is, she is no longer a Jedi, but she is what the Jedi are supposed to be. I've been kind of saying that for a while, but I think this episode really cements it, and this is the fortune cookie I think does show it. But it also does tell you another thing, like, yeah, you can change who you are, but there are certain parts of you that you just cannot change and you need to embrace. So, the Mandalorians, I want you to kind of end my review talking about them. So what we get is Bo-Katan and probably also Ursa-Ren and another Mandalorian. They come to Coruscant and they make Ahsoka the offer to come and help them defeat Maul, saying that Maul is a common enemy and all that, and Ahsoka accepts. But she leaves her bike with Trace and Rafa. And if you remember from the earlier episodes in the Ahsoka walkabout arc, Ahsoka's bike crashes onto Trace and Rafa's platform. And that's how this all started to begin with. And by leaving her speeder bike with them does kind of show that she really does consider them friends, and we do hear that exchange. They trust each other now. They're kind of a bit of a found family, if you will. Now, we do gotta see where all this will end up, but yeah, Ahsoka's not coming back for her bike. I just gotta say, I'm predicting that's gonna happen because of obviously what's going to happen at the end of the Siege of Mandalore, because we know what happens in Revenge of the Sith, and we know from extra material basically what's the general gist of what's going to happen. Order 66 is going to happen at the end of the season. That's essentially what I am predicting. Could happen maybe in the second to last episode. That would be an interesting change of pace, but it's going to get there, and yeah, Ahsoka's probably not going to go back for her bike. I'm just saying, and she probably won't get to see Trace and Rafa again, but you never know where the stories might go. There is a lot that they can tell, but that's pretty much it I have, besides some final closing thoughts. This episode was a good episode, one of the stronger ones I think in the Ahsoka walkabout arc, a nice solid end, and a good, I think, transition into the Siege of Mandalore arc. Not quite the transition I was predicting, but still a good one nevertheless. But that's all I have for you besides what did you think of the episode? Is there anything I missed? Anything you'd like to add? I would love to hear from you. Also, consider checking me out on social media, Facebook and Twitter. Links are in the description, as are the links for my Discord server if you would like to join, and my Patreon page if you'd like to help support my channel. So thank you for watching. If you haven't liked the video already, please do so, or if you prefer, you can dislike it. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet done so, and if you want to get notifications of when my videos come out, please ring the bell. Also, feel free to check out the video or the playlist that is on screen now, and as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the Force be with you, always.